presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Adrian Gonzalez, a Padre nemesis, has an entire career, a super August for the left-handed hitting first baseman. And for the Padres, Travis Jankowski has proven himself a 300 hitter since the All-Star break. Two left-handed batters to keep your eye on as we welcome you to Dodger Stadium, the first of a three-game series. The Padres going through Miami and Atlanta and now back home. Rest of the games are in the West as we move into September. And for the Padres, 6 with the Dodgers, 7 with the Giants. Their role could be spoiler.
Absolutely, and with the way the Padres are playing right now in the month of September, some September call-ups, it's all been about opportunity. I would say 3/4 of the season once those trades were made, so youngsters get some opportunities, a lot of starting pitchers, so they could come into play when it comes down to the Giants or Dodgers making the postseason.
And how about the Dodgers and Giants? They've gone opposite directions since the All-Star break. San Francisco had a 6.5 game lead. Now it's the Dodgers by 2.5. They've gained 9 games on the Giants.
Still a month left in the season, and Dave Roberts doing a great job. Why? 14 different starting pitchers for the Dodgers, yet they have themselves in first place. 27 players on the DL total, and one of the guys who stayed healthy is Corey Seager, Dick.
Is he a lock for the Rookie of the Year?
He's got to be. 352 average since the All-Star break. The guy not only looks like a ball player, but I tell you what, he comes every day not trying to win, expecting to win. And when it comes to red-hot rookies, yes, first in all of those categories. He's a threat when he comes to the plate, plays a prime position at shortstop. And you know, as a shortstop, you got Chase Utley to your left. That's a feather in his cap as well. So Corey Seager's got a chance to be a leader later in his big league career as well.
Well, a man that was a leader, a quarterback at the University of Michigan, Clayton Richard. A couple of outstanding outings for the lefty.
He's been really fun to watch. And why? Because he's been aggressive in the strike zone. He's got the two-seamer, the breaking ball, and the changeup. But Clayton Richard is well prepared as any pitcher that toes the slam for the Padres. Why? Because when he misses down. Sure, he'll go up the ladder at times and surprise hitters, but the one thing that is key is rolling the double play when he gets a base runner or two. It just takes one pitch, and that was evident in Miami, Dick. But the last two starts, 13 innings, 213 opponent batting average because of the two-seamer.
And we're going to see for the first time this 20-year-old from Mexico, Julio Urias.
He's got the fastball. He'll cut it a little bit. He's got the breaking ball, curveball, edge slider, and a changeup. This guy's beyond his years. I think Dave Roberts said it best to where, as a 20-year-old, he handles himself extremely well. And you know what? There's one thing that you really can't measure in a player. He's not scared. When he goes out there, he's been out there like he's looked at. He's been out there for 6 or 8 years. This guy's a good one.
Remindful of the left-hander of yesteryear, Fernando Valenzuela. Well, he's back as if they need another bat in their lineup. The Dodgers bring back from the minors Yasiel Puig. More on the controversial lightning rod of the Dodgers. He's in the starting lineup when we come back.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. He is officially back. Call it the return of the Puig. After being demoted to AAA back on August 2nd, Yasiel Puig hit .348 in 19 games. And Dave Roberts held a private closed-door meeting with 4 of his veteran players in the clubhouse to get their input on whether or not they should recall Puig. And all 4 unanimously agreed that he does belong with the Major League club. Dave Roberts called it a turning point for Puig. He said he was humbled by being sent down to the minors, but that the fact that he was able to be successful showed so much about his character. Puig spoke with members of the media earlier today, and he said, "I earned the demotion to AAA. I feel that I am now a better person, and I'm here to show it." As far as his return, Dave Roberts says he deserves to be here, and we're a better ball club with him as a part of it. Coming up, the Padres taking on the Dodgers for Game 1. Let's spoil the party, shall we? Coming up.
And welcome to the 3rd oldest baseball stadium in America, Dodger Stadium. And we are blessed with a beautiful Chamber of Commerce day and night, 73 degrees as we open this weekend 3-game series, Labor Day weekend. And a look at the Padres lineup tonight, brought to you by Toyota. Luis Sardinas moves up into the leadoff spot with Will Myers hitting second, Jan Hervis Solarte third. Alex Dickerson in left field bats left, and a sign of the times, the veteran shortstop Alexei Ramirez is hitting fifth and playing right field. Derek Norris hits sixth and will be behind the plate in front of Adam Rosales. He's at second. Clayton Richard will hit in the 8th spot with Travis Jankowski, a second leadoff man, batting ninth. And time to look at the Dodgers scouting report, brought to you by Tough Shed.
Left-hander Julio Urias, 20-year-old, 13th start for this left-hander. the single-digit 7. Will it bring him good luck? Well, he's a max effort pitcher. He's got the straight fastball. He'll cut it sometimes. Slider and curveball. Command can be an issue sometimes. So these Padre hitters got to be very, very patient. Hey, if you walk him, pass it on to the next guy. Hopefully he can do some damage.
Just turned 20 last month. He was rated the number one left-handed pitching prospect in all of baseball prior to this season, and has lived up to that as his quick move up through the minor league ranks here to the big leagues. So we're set to go. Luis Sardinas, then Will Myers and Jan Solarte in the top of the first inning. He's 6 feet tall. 215 is Urias. Gets his sign from former Padre Yasmani Grandal, and we're underway in Los Angeles. High, ball 1. Baseball genes, Urias. His dad played professional ball in Mexico, was a catcher. Pops up the switch hitting Sardinas to the right side. Howie Kendrick at second base squeezes the first down. And a look at the Dodger defense tonight. In the outfield, Hernandez in left, Peterson center, and Puig back in right field with that rocket arm of his. On the infield, Turner at third base, Seager, most surely the National League Rookie of the Year at short, Kendrick, the veteran, at second, and Adrian Gonzalez. Oh, how he loves to hit against his former team, the Padres. Behind the plate, Grandal and Urias on the hill. Will Myers, been in a slump since the All-Star break. Maybe broke out of it yesterday. Had a home run and a single. Average down to 262. Takes a strike. Will leads the team in runs, hits, and strikeouts, and home runs, RBIs. And nicked by that inside pitch. Didn't hit him flush, and he did more than nick the horsehide yesterday as he drove one into the left field seats at Turner Field for his 24th home run of the year.
Yeah, and hopefully that turns the tide for Will Myers.
Third baseman number 26, Henry Solarte.
It looked like a cut fastball, a four-seamer in and just on the sleeve.
Yeah, if you're going to get hit, that's the way to deliver it. You know, just to unruffle the shirt sleeve. Solarte, Padres, who are last in hitting in baseball, and so it's reflected in their top average. Solarte, 271. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Called out by plate umpire Ryan Blackney. There are Jan's numbers on the year. He's one home run shy of his career high set last season. Myers a good lead at first, 24 steals. Quick throw.
Ooh, spinning his tires a little bit over there at first base.
And a good piece of glove work by Gonzalez to dig that short hop. Wears glasses. One eye is about half shut because of various surgeries he's had on the left eye for benign tumors. Fouled out of play. What kind of repertoire does he have?
Well, he throws all four. He's got the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Sometimes he'll cut that fastball. I watched a little video on him before this start. And on the fastball, has trouble locating. Opponents hitting 304. How about the curveball leading up in a 370 clip? He's got a good frame for a pitcher.
Well, they discovered him in Mexico, as they did Fernando Valenzuela. Another quick throw, and Myers dives back.
From Culiacan. That's where Oliver Perez was from. Culiacan, Mexico.
He's 5-2 on the season. His last start, Urias, against the Cubs in Chicago, went 6 innings, allowed only 1 run. A big win for the Dodgers, that one. 1-run victory. Up high, 1-2 to Solarte. Alex Dickerson hitting cleanup on deck. Dodgers start 74-59. They're trying to capture their 4th consecutive NL West title. There goes Myers, and it's fouled away, as that was a looked to be a hit and run, but with 2 strikes on the hitter, he's got to protect himself. But a big hole on the right side.
Yeah, he threw a changeup as well, and he cued it in the last start against the Cubs. Pitched very, very well. 6 innings, the most he's gone. He struck out 8 and only 1 earned run. Loves pitching here at home, Dodger Stadium. 6 starts, 3-0, ERA just under 3 at 2.9. So comfortable settings for the left-hander.
Wearing number 7. Didn't Rick Monday wear 7?
Let's see. Trying to go back in the time machine.
No, Monday was double figures. That's right. 16, I think it was Monday's number. We'll check it out. 7 must have been worn by some pretty.
Steve Yeager?
Famous, yeah.
Steve Yeager, yeah.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 away. The first strikeout for Urias.
Oh, what did he get him with? Out of the hand, a 4-seam fastball. Up. Boy, I just look at that pitch there, Dick, and remember Tampa Bay, they were having trouble laying off that high fastball. Just was reminiscent of a lot of pitches in that series.
Well, their frightening average of strikeouts per game, 9.3 per game. That's over 3 innings of every game all season long. They haven't put the ball in play. That's got to improve. Part of that is good pitching against them. Part of that is plate discipline. And they're facing a very talented young left-hander tonight. Dickerson, 8 home runs since being called up. Takes a high strike. 92 miles an hour.
Yeah, he'll touch 92, 93.
14th time this year these 2 teams have met. The Dodgers have won 8, Padres 5. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to second, now nearly in time, skips out into right center field. Myers doesn't see it. Now he gets up and scampers over to third base, and the Padres have a runner 90 feet away here with 2 outs in the first inning. Credit Myers with his 25th steal of the season and the error to Grandal.
Well, he broke that plane. That's an interesting point about the left-hander Urias. Once you break that plane with the foot from the stretch, you cannot go to first base, and I'm sure the Padre runners will key on that. There's the throw, can't be caught by Seager, and for an instant there, Will Myers didn't know where it was. He's looking all over the place, but after all is said and done, a free 90 feet on the error.
So Myers with 2 away here in the first inning. Perched at third, 2 strikes to count on Dickerson. Outfield deep at all 3 positions for the left-handed hitter. And that one clipped his hand, and he's arguing he was hit by a pitch. Umpire saying no, it hit your bat, and you're out of here. Dickerson walks away in surprise. He thought it hit his hand, not the bat. Let's take a look.
Was it off the knob of the bat? Oh, it looked like it hit his finger.
Yeah,
didn't it, Dick?
Top hand. And Mark McGuire is on the phone. Based on what we've just seen, you've got to challenge that, and they surely are, because that would, instead of ending the inning, the Padres would have runners at the corners and Alexei Ramirez coming up. So first inning not in the books without a challenge.
And it happened so quickly. I mean, that's a tough call for any umpire. Ryan Blakeney, the home plate umpire, you got to make that split decision there. At first you kind of could hear it a little bit. I thought it actually did hit the knob of the bat. And it's worth another look. We have the luxury of really slowing it down. But watch the pinky on the bottom hand of the bat. Yeah, that hits his knuckle. Yep.
It's over the top of the knob of the bat, and Dickerson, not one to argue. He's just not in his personality. He was just shocked that it was called that way, and perhaps that will be rectified.
I like how he's standing on first base too, trying to sell it.
Dodgers then hovering around the third base dugout, waiting for the decision to be made by the review folks back in New York. Seemed pretty clear from the angle we've just showed you. And they will overturned the ruling, and at first base is Dickerson. So 2 Padres hit by pitches here in the first inning by young Urias. Let's see if that shakes him up a bit as he now has to come back from his trip to the dugout and try to get the final out. Ramirez.
Right fielder number 10, Alexei Ramirez.
And here's the veteran Gonzalez, his presence, coming in, making sure the kid is okay now. Hey, no problem. They haven't scored anything. That veteran leadership on the infield. Myers at third, Dickerson at first for Alexei Ramirez, the right fielder. Might surprise some of you in the National League statistics. He is in the top 10 hardest to strike out. So, contact hitter. Here's a chance. And takes a breaking ball for a strike.
That shows you something right there with runners at the corners, 2 outs. Hitter's going to be very aggressive, so why not flip one up there? That was the curveball for a strike.
Crowd on this Friday night still pouring into this mammoth stadium. And a foul back, 2 strikes on Ramirez.
The high heater again. Smelling his bat, smelling the wood after that one.
Alexei with 41 runs batted in. Undrafted free agent out of Mexico. Urias has a 16-year-old. Check swing foul. Dickerson returns to first. Myers to third. Padres trying to take advantage of a couple hit batsmen in the first inning.
And trying to get that fastball down. Remember, the first pitch of the at-bat was a breaking ball for a strike. And in the event of bouncing one, good secondary lead at third base for Will Myers. Could score on that.
Way outside. The report I received on you leaving Atlanta that you were in tears having to leave Georgia, that was incorrect, wasn't it?
That was, yes, false information.
Yeah, you can't trust what you read anymore.
So glad to be back on the best coast, I should say.
Oh my. Runner goes way outside, and no throw by Grandal, so credit Dickerson with the stolen base. So each of the 2 Padres hit by pitch, then proceed to steal second. For Dickerson. His 4th stolen base of the year. The big man can run.
Yes, he can.
So base hit could bring in 2 for the Padres. 2-2 the count. Lots of 2s. 2 hit batsmen, 2 steals. 2 and 2 on Alexei Ramirez. Down low and a full count. Fastball at 93.
Yeah, get that pitch count up. Work a little rally with 2 outs here. Derek Norris waiting on deck. Hey, rattle the kid.
Get Clayton Richard a couple of runs to lean on. Fly ball hit well to right field. Puig getting a chance, and he's under it. And the first inning comes to an end. The Padres, half of the first, they leave 2. Baseball brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. Jackie's 42. All of the retired numbers displayed around the outside of Dodger Stadium. And here come the Dodgers in the first inning. And a look at their starting lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Howie Kendrick will be in the leadoff spot with a sensational rookie. Corey Seager hitting second. Justin Turner, man, he's been tough on the Padres, as has cleanup hitter Adrian Gonzalez. Yasiel Puig inserted in the 5th spot in the order in front of Yasmani Grandal. Kike Hernandez in left field. Jock Peterson in center. Two men have not hit as well as the Dodgers would like. And then Urias, the pitcher. And the first delivery from Clayton Richard is a strike to Howie Kendrick. Last 19 games, Kendrick hitting right at 300 to raise his average up to 268. Very useful player, professional hitter. Back to the mound. Caroms off the glove of Richard and by Rosales. And Kendrick has a hit back through the box. Richard couldn't quite envelop that leather around the comebacker.
Adam Rosales going to his right, anticipating that ball getting by Clayton Richard, and then the deflection. Now you got to stop and change gears, and by that time Howie Kendrick is aboard. Here it is. Clayton just has to reach across, not there, and just out of the reach of Adam Rosales.
Yeah, he had to reverse his field there.
Yep.
He'd taken 2-3 strong steps to back up around second. Couldn't get back to the hole. Here's Corey Seager. You go through the National League statistics, not just the rookie numbers, but all the numbers, and you'll find Seager's name in almost every category in the top 5. And he's just 22 years of age. .315 average, leads the Dodgers. His 23 home runs, most ever by a Dodger shortstop. Bounces it to short. There's one. Back to first base. A double play. Sardinhas to Rosales to Myers, and the pitcher's best friend comes up to slap a double play in support of Clayton Richard.
Is this a rerun from in Miami? Clayton Richard, we talked about it in our open, and the success of the ground ball. Chest high, chest high. Oh, chest high, and that's 2. Nicely done, gentlemen.
A lot of O's in that smooth.
Yeah. Solarte doing a nice job around the second base bag as well.
Justin Turner leads the Dodgers with 24 home runs and 76 RBIs. Former Cal State Fullerton star. The redhead has come up with some big hits against the Padres the last few years. Interesting. He was one of those players, a top AAA player, then on the big club and used here and there. Never a starter till last year.
Yes.
Boy, he's a good player. Something
clicked, huh?
Low and inside again. 2-1. Tomorrow night's game an hour earlier, so we'll be on the air at 5:30 for Fox San Diego Padres Live, the pregame show. We'll see Luis Perdomo, the Padres' winningest pitcher.
Isn't that an incredible story?
It really is. Can't wait to see him on the mound again. He's just been lights out. 7-7 now his record. He'll go against Rich Hill. Christian Friedrich will take the ball on Sunday, 12:30 our TV time.
You know what I think also helps Luis Perdomo as he's watching? He's doing just that. He gets a chance to scout. He gets a chance to see Clayton Richard pitch against these Dodgers, so he can incorporate it. You know, obviously right-hander, left-hander, but still.
Turner yanked back into the Braves box by the cry of strike. It's 3-2. Not a lot of huge pluses this year, but Perdomo would be up near the top of the list. Bouncer up the middle. That'll roll through into center field. A 20 hopper. Well, that double play pays off. 2 outs and a man at first. Since the All-Star break, these three men hitting second, third, and fourth in the lineup for the Dodgers have been on a tear. Seager at 352, Gonzalez over 300 with 9 homers, and Turner just under 300 and 11 long balls.
And look at the bottom line, tells the whole story. Over 5 runs a game since the All-Star break. And when your pitching goes down a little bit, the offense better pick it up. And that's exactly what the Dodgers have been doing.
And they've done it without Clayton Kershaw and others.
14 starting pitchers this year for the Dodgers. They find themselves in first place.
Here's Gonzalez with a shift on, shows bunt, whether he really had any serious intent. As Kershaw is supposedly going to pitch a minor league rehab assignment this weekend. So he's close to coming back.
Through a simulated game on Tuesday, 2 innings, felt very, very good. So Sunday possibly, as the reports in Rancho Cucamonga, their Class A advanced ball club.
And Andre Ethier is about to come back as well. He's I think at Rancho Cucamonga and hitting well over 300. There's that good pickoff move, almost picked off his first baseman.
They also have Kazmir on the way back, McCarthy, Anderson, Wood. Clayton Richard, one of the best moves in baseball. He hangs just a little bit, and not a long lead, not a big lead for Justin Turner.
Didn't get the call. Pretty good pitch on the off speed. 2-1. It's Catholic night here this Friday night at Dodger Stadium. So with the Friars on the field, I would think that's a positive note. Ground ball to second. Rosales there. Actually, Solarte in the shift makes the play, and that's it for the Dodgers. A couple of singles, nothing on the board. Moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. September 2nd. This date, 1986. Bo Jackson made his major league debut with the Royals. Came up with a single, his first major league at bat off White Sox pitcher Steve Carlton was with the Sox then. Almost 700 games for the multi-talented Bo Jackson. 141 home runs in not many games.
I'll tell you what, in my lifetime, to me, he is the greatest athlete, I think. And look who's here.
He didn't play baseball. Jackson played football and baseball. They both could run the ball, that's for certain. Eric Dickerson, Hall of Famer. Rams, excited that the Rams are back in Los Angeles, and he's celebrating a birthday today. 56.
He looks great. SMU, the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Craig James.
The Ponies.
Yeah.
Wears that Dodger jersey rather well, doesn't he? Derek Norris, Adam Rosales, and Clayton Richard for the Padres here in the second. One ball and one strike to the Padre catcher, checking in at 185. And sitting on 12 home runs for a long time. And Dickerson had the honors of the celebratory first pitch and then saluted on the big scoreboard.
Let's check out the motion here. Is he wearing the goggles? Yes, he is. Oh, he's going to run it in. Appropriately done. Yes.
One of the young catchers called up for the September call-ups. Barnes there, Austin Barnes. Doing some business tonight. Dickerson. Popped up, right side. Gonzalez calling. And Norris is gone. One away. Hey, let's check out our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
All right, got to turn things around from what happened in Atlanta, the sweep, right? So hit the reset button, right? Start fresh for Andy Green in his Friar 9. And roll on with Richard. Last 2 times out. Clayton has thrown extremely well. Get him a little bit of offense. Give him some breathing room.
13 innings for Richard, no earned runs, and a batting average against of 213. Adam Rosales, 8 home runs and a 218 average. Takes the slow breaking ball. Norris, just after popping out, already back in the dugout working on something that may help him on the next bat around.
Yeah, maybe getting the set position to stay on top of the baseball, work the hands. Might be anything just to remind himself in his next at bat to make that adjustment.
Well, the Padres have called up Ryan Buchter. He was there in Atlanta yesterday, and Leonel Campos also has been called up to add to the 25-man expanded roster now. And Alexei Amarista has been activated. He's available for Andy Green tonight, another left-handed bat. He's off the DL. But the Padres have not called up any of the young phenoms that are playing or will play in the PCL championships. There's the little ninja back in uniform. Foul by the glove of Grandal. Rosales still alive. Padres also announcing that they've renewed their relationship with the Fort Wayne Tin Cap and will continue for 2 more years. That's been a terrific franchise, Fort Wayne.
One of the better venues in minor league baseball as well. Gets rave reviews.
Big attendance there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Urias, and again it's up the ladder.
Yeah, talk to Alan Zinter, the hitting coach for the Padres, before the game, and he said you can't let Urias get up in the zone and do another part of the zone to have you fish for it. You got to get him in the strike zone and go to hacking that way. You start fishing up like that, he's got you eating right out of his hand.
Yeah. Best you can get out of that is a foul ball back. Here's Clayton Richard hitting 8th with Jankowski in the 9th spot. 0 for 5 on the season in his career. Occasionally he'll put one in play, as one career homer. 0-2. Takes a lot off the breaking ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got the slider and the curveball. Can wrap it a little bit. And the slower one being the curveball. Let's see what he puts down here. Fastball away.
And a looper over the second baseman's head and into right field. Richard has the Padres' first base hit. You're swinging, you're dangerous.
Oh, hard holding back the smile of Clayton Richard. Yeah, at the plate, he's locked in. Get the head of that shillelagh out. Boy, the swing path. That head of that bat stays in the zone for quite a while. And a great result for the left-hander.
Got to hustle to first base with Puig out there in right field. He's tempted to throw to first base, try to catch you jogging up there. Jankowski hitting ninth. You saw at the very start of our telecast tonight has been hitting over 300 here in the heat of August, September, racing his average up to 256. Urias into the stretch and halfway there decided to back off. One and one. Padres are 2-4 on the road trip after taking 2 out of 3 in Miami. The lowly Braves swept them in Atlanta on the way here to Los Angeles. It was the first sweep by the Braves all season long at home.
Yeah, that one hurt.
And when you're fighting for a pennant and you're in first place in your division, these are the dangerous teams. Teams like the Padres. Yeah, they can go all out. They really don't have a lot to lose and much to gain. Try to put a dent in the Dodger plans. Same with San Francisco. A lot of play.
Oh, Travis just working a little bit underneath that one. See pitch 4 Honda tracks. Got to get up on top of that baseball. Travis even talked about a week ago how sometimes there's a little bit of a loop in that swing, working underneath it rather than down on it. The hard liner or the hard ground ball.
Richard at first base, 2 outs here in the second. And he lays off the high pitch. And a full count. That'll give Clayton Richard an early start. And then to the top of the order and Luis Sardinas. Ball 4. A couple of men on here with 2 away in the second and to the top of the order. First walk from Urias. He hit 2 batters in the first inning. One of those Myers, the other Dickerson. And Grondola to settle down the 20-year-old.
Well, the runner at second base going over some signs possibly, plus a little calm me down, a little chat. Sardinas strolls to the plate for a second AB of the night.
Grandal, as he returns behind the plate, he was laboring under 200 first half of the season. Last time we saw him, he suddenly put some good games together. He's got 21 homers this year. Leads all major league catchers in home runs. Runners at first and second for Sardinas. Way outside with a breaking ball. Pop to second base to lead off the ball game.
Pretty good numbers there with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. That's clutch.
Richard ready to gallop from second and Jankowski to sprint from first. Another slow breaking ball for a strike. Well, actually, that's more of a cutter, huh? 93 miles an hour. It had a lot of movement.
Yeah, he'll work around that just a little bit. Cut slightly.
Off speed, a changeup, 2-1. Will Myers would be next.
Looks like he's slowing up his arm just a little bit on that changeup, and hitters will pick up on that. It's amazing how quickly they can react.
Two and two. Hitting right-handed, Sardinas with his pop-up tonight is still 4 for 7 from the right side. Looped on the infield. Seager can't handle it. Richard got a hold there. Oh, now they got him caught in between. Why he didn't stop there. Hoffman tried to hold him at third base, but Richard finally tagged out. And that's how the Padres second comes to an end. They said that the base is loaded. Richard turned third, almost couldn't believe that Hoffman was holding him up, and so continued to stroll toward the plate. And now in no man's land, and the Padres leave 2, no score.
It's just taking each day as it comes, staying upbeat, staying positive, continuing to work hard, not staring at the finish line. I think sometimes you get close to that finish line, you look out, there's a month away, and you start thinking about your numbers, you start thinking about what you have to do to end at certain numbers, to have the kind of season that you want to have, and those are distractions that keep guys from performing. So more than anything, it's get lost in the day, figure out how to beat Urias tonight, figure out how to have competitive at-bats and go compete and win a baseball game today. At the end of the season, the numbers take care of themselves.
Well, playing into September is certainly a foreign concept to many of these Padres players. So I had to ask Andy Green what his advice was on playing deep into the season, into September. And of course, there's fatigue both mentally and physically. So Mark Grant, question for you. How tough is it to play into September this late during your first major league season?
Very, very tough. I mean, like Andy said, it's that extra month, and you're used to shutting it down come August 28th, 30th. If you haven't made the playoffs. So this is uncharted territory for these youngsters getting their first taste of the big leagues. And they'll also find out that if in fact they do get in the pennant race, what stuff like that can do for your adrenaline.
Puig, first ball hunting, sends it out to Ramirez. Well, that's a right fielder. He says, hit all of those you want. I didn't have to move for it. What a way.
Catcher number 9, Yasmani Grandal.
Yasmani Grandal, switch hitting catcher, former Padre, as we mentioned, leading all major league catchers in home runs and walks. He's walked 57 times, so he's been very productive offensively. Boy, the lineup of the Dodgers, you know, Seager's got 23 homers, Turner 24, Grandal 21. Surprisingly, Adrian Gonzalez hasn't hit the 20 home run mark as yet. He's got only 16.
Yeah, and of the 21 for Yasmani, only 2 from the right side, so possibly an advantage for Clayton Richard.
A little low, 1-1. And average about the same, left or right-handed, but the power is from the left side. And we should also note that he doesn't get as many at-bats right-handed because that was when you have a left-handed pitcher, A.J. Ellis, Even Carlos Ruiz, now the catcher, would get the starting assignment.
The only 55 at-bats from the right side this year.
Chops it toward third. That's a tough play. Better let it go. And it is foul. He wasn't going to get Grandal, even though he's hardly a speed merchant. Well, the Padres defense tonight brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Jankowski in center with Dickerson and Ramirez on the flanks. On the infield, Solarte at third with Sardinius at short, Rosales and Myers at second and first. Eric Norris behind the plate for Clayton Richard. Grandal back to the plate. Count 2-2. Padres close out this strenuous road trip and back home on Labor Day Monday for the Red Sox. They're in town. Line drive right field, and Ramirez plays it on a hop. One out single for Yasmani Grandal.
Well, it looked like that swing from Yasmani, that was his intent. Watch him stay down, go down, and shorten up the swing on the backside. Going after that pitch and serving it, the two-seamer down, keeping it head down, spanking it to right field aggressively. It's a good swing.
Brings up Kike Hernandez, all-purpose performer for the Dodgers. His average not much, 190, but he can play infield and outfield, and takes a strike at the knees. Native of Puerto Rico, just turned 25 last month. Ground ball. Solarte will go the short way for one. No chance for the double play. Hernandez safe on the fielder's choice. And time for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Hey, and why not talk about Clayton Richard and his success of the ground ball? This was in Miami. You see the strike zone. The green is where the pitch was. On this particular play, runner at third. He checked the runner, froze him, got the out. This one, even though he missed, he wanted to bury that pitch in, but look, over the heart of the plate, put down. Another pitch, hard to elevate, hence the double play ball. And then this one here, perfect location. Pitch number 3, that particular at-bat for the strikeout.
2 away. Hernandez at first base, or Jock Peterson, the center fielder, hitting .239, 18 homers for Peterson, strikes out a lot, and takes a strike just on that inside edge. Just 23 from Palo Alto, California. Ties him up inside. 93 from Richard. He likes to get those arms extended. Big swing, Peterson. You tie him up. Good stuff on the inside. Strike 3 called. Caught looking, and that's it for the Dodgers in the second. On to the third from Chavez Ravine. Dodgers nothing and the Padres nothing. Late September 1996, Padres at Dodgers. Season's last game, and Chris Gwynn delivers what would be the game-winning two-run pinch hit double, top of the 11th inning, to complete a three-game sweep of Los Angeles and clinch the Padres' second NL West Division championship. It was the final at bat of Chris Gwynn's career. Of course, Chris, the brother of Tony.
And I don't think I ever saw Tony Gwynn more happy in his career. I remember seeing a shot of Tony in the dugout when Chris hit that double. He was bouncing around like a little kid. It was great.
So to the third we go with Myers, Solarte, and Dickerson scheduled for the Padres. No score. Myers hit by a pitch, stole a base. First inning. Slow breaking ball for a strike. They just saluted out on the big scoreboard this day in history for the Dodgers. 1979. Outside with a change. Manny Mota collected his 145th pinch hit. At the time, it set a new National League and Major League record, breaking Smokey Burgess's 144 count pinch hits. High pop-up. Foul territory. Grandal has a play. And the first out here in the third. And Mota would finish his career with 150 pinch hits, paling in significance to Mark Sweeney's 175.
Yeah, quite a career in pinch hit categories. Lenny Harris, #1 at 212, and our own Mark Sweeney, #2 in Major League Baseball all-time pinch hit leaders. In the pinch, yeah. Mark is a peach.
Yeah, he's still he's a pitch and Pomerantz right now, you know. A lot of meanings to that as Solarte leans into one, pulls it deep to left field. That's chasing the left fielder Hernandez to the wall and makes the catch. Just a couple feet shy of that 360 mark. 2 away. Solarte flirting with number 14.
#1, Alex Dickerson.
Out in front of it just a little bit. It's a changeup. And catches it out in front and one-hands it. Just not enough oomph. You know that oomph that you get in a swing? A little extra power dies at the track.
So 2 gone to Alex Dickerson, hit by a pitch and stole his 4th base in the first inning. Ooh, good swing. 1-1. No runs, 2 hits for the Padres. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. By the way, that looping ball hit by Sardinas last inning, that went as a base hit, even though Seager had a chance to catch it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning as Dickerson rolls out to second, middle of the third, no score.
is our ability to focus on the near term and not let distractions get to us. Because I think that with 162 games, 6 months of baseball, adversities and ups and downs, it's easy to kind of ride those waves. But for us to turn the page on good or bad and focus on the next day to win a baseball game, we've done that. And so obviously when we lose Clayton, it's a big blow to our club. But in a strange way, it's made us a little bit tougher. And so when we do get him back, I think we'll be better for it.
The Dodgers have had to make do without their ace Clayton Kershaw since he's been on the disabled list for effectively 2 months with a herniated disc in his back. He threw a sim game back on Tuesday, came out of it feeling healthy. He's also scheduled to throw 3 innings with their minor league affiliate in Rancho Cucamonga on Saturday. And it's about 50 pitches is what they're looking for. So if he comes out of that healthy, he could be back with the club as soon as next week. Guys?
All right, thank you, Julie. And what a boost that will be to the first place Dodgers to get a man of his talent, if indeed he comes back 100%. Julio Urias leading off the 3rd inning. Dave Roberts, his keen eye, overcoming a lot of injuries this year. That's the 2nd strikeout for Clayton Richard. You have to go back 29 years to find a DL like the Dodgers have had to suffer through this year, including players like Clayton Richard. And Dave Roberts has kept the ship on course.
Yeah, usually when a team is in contention on September 1 and beyond, usually your starting pitching stays intact. The Dodgers have used 14 different starting pitchers this year. I tell you, that's picking up the slack when number 22 isn't grabbing the rock once every 5 days.
And that number and the DL number is likely to increase. We have a full month of September to go. Howie Kendrick, infield hit back through the box his first time, and he bounces this one through the hole into left field. Kendrick 2 for 2. Dickerson plays it in. 1 out single, the 4th hit for the Dodgers.
Once again, another grounder. It looks like Solarte maybe just kind of, I don't know, that was kind of a weird dive for him, kind of a half dive almost. Don't know if he lost his footing or whatever, but now he will employ the shift and go to the other side.
Pike position on that half dive, huh?
Yeah.
Corey Seager bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his first time, and the infield sets for 2 here. Sardinas, the only Padre on the left side of the infield. Solarte playing near second base on the right side, and a foul by Seager. He's 6th in the National League with a .315 average. He's 5th in runs scored, 2nd in hits, 2nd in doubles, 3rd. Well, he's got 3 triples, and he's 6th in extra base hits, and he's fielded his position very well. He and his brother both over 20 home runs this year. Kyle, the older brother, up in Seattle. Dodgers knew what they were getting in Seager. He was a high 1st-round draft pick. Just off the plate.
Hangs in there tough against lefties. I mean, it's going to be a trick for any left-hander, sometimes all the time I should say, against left-handed pitchers to keep that front side locked in and loaded. It's at 268 against lefties.
3-1.
That's very respectable for a rookie. Talk about a kid making adjustments as Justin Turner waits on deck.
2012 draft. 17 other teams had a chance to pick him. Dodgers had the 18th selection and came up with a beauty. 3-1. And ball 4. So the Dodgers with a threat here in the 3rd. A single and walk with 1 away brings up Justin Turner.
Well, lefty on lefty. We know that Corey Seager is a tough out. The numbers he has put up as a rookie. So the veteran lefty quickly ahead with the little cut fastball. You see he's trying to pepper away. Maybe have him hook something to the right side. That one gets away from him. But still, he stays locked in there. That front side and takes ball 4, takes his base. Doesn't seem to get phased at this big league level, Corey Seager.
Turner bounced one through the center of the diamond for a base hit in the first inning. Takes outside. Now you're waiting through the middle of that Dodger order. Turner, Gonzalez, Puig, with 2 men on and only 1 out. That's in there, right in the heart of the plate.
Good movement on that sinker.
Layton was drafted 11 years ago out of the University of Michigan by the White Sox. It was an 8th round selection. Eventually traded to the Padres in the Jake Peavy deal in July 2009. Had a terrific 2010. He was 14-9 for the Padres the year they went right down to the final game in San Francisco before failing to make the playoffs. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Padres looking for another ground ball, turn 2. Late swing foul.
We had the right idea. You can see Turner trying to inside out that ball, drive it the other way. That's tough though. Down and in, trying to take that ball the other way. That's why we see the infield swung over towards the left side a little bit. Solarte is a step and a dive from the chalk line right here. And then you can see at second base, Rosales.
Myers way off the bag. Yep. That allows Seager with a big lead and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Clayton Richard. And here comes Adrian Gonzalez.
Huge strikeout. Looked like something off speed. Oh, the old split change. You see the split grip? Throws it just like a fastball, and a nice smother there by Derek Norris. Way out in front of it.
In their head-to-heads, Gonzalez has had terrific success against Richard. Counting his ground out in the first inning, he's 9 for 15 against Clayton. And a breaking ball outside. Lifetime against the Padres, well over 300. Bounces that to the left side. Good stop by Solarte. No one at second because of the shift. And it's a base hit then for Gonzalez. Solarte saves a run by snaring that one by the dive. But with the shift, no one could get, in this case, Rosales could get to second base in time.
Yeah, he's way over there and kind of late to break as well, as that ball was hit that way. And also, you got to think of Corey Seager on first base. As soon as that ball was hit, he was off and running. So now it's a race to the bag. I think Corey Seager got the better jump on that one.
Well, credit Gonzalez with a gift infield hit, and the bases are loaded with Dodgers for Yasiel Puig. 2 outs here in the third. Puig flied to right, his first time back from Oklahoma City, the AAA farm club of the Dodgers. 25-year-old from Cuba says he's learned his lesson. Going to be a better teammate.
I'll tell you what, those 4:30 wake-up calls to catch the next flight to Salt Lake City to connect to wherever you're going to play, that'll set you straight.
Dodger at every base with 2 outs. Bounced up the middle. And the throw to first base in time for the out. As Sardinez takes care of Puig's ground ball. And the Dodgers leave 3 stranded in the third. All right, thank you, Mike and Mark. No score, top of the 4th inning. Alexei Ramirez hitting 6th, then Derek Norris, or 5th rather, then Norris 6th, then Rosales 7th against young Julio Urias. Ramirez with a couple of men aboard, scoring position, fly to right his first time. Squares and takes away. 2-0. Another fly ball to right. Puig back a couple of steps for the first out. So since the All-Star break, as the gents back in the studio made a comment, Giants are 15 and 29, last in the National League.
Wow.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, the first half of the season, they were 4th in scoring in the National League. And since that point, the All-Star break and on, they've only outscored the Philadelphia Phillies. That's what a scuffle the Giants are going through right now.
And yet, even though they lose today, at the moment, they are 3 games behind the Dodgers.
Well, Brandon Belt's got to start hitting for them to do something. Got to lean on Posey. Crawford panic to pick up the offense.
Pence.
Yeah.
Norris popped up. First baseman his first at bat. Couple of singles. Sardinius on the infield, and Clayton Richard, the other base hit for the Padres. Check swing, and that one just misses. Rosales just off the on deck circle. Dodgers will close out the home season at Petco Park with the Padres back coming up in September 27, 28, 29. And that's going to sail out of play. So the Padres in a position, 6 against the Dodgers, 7 against the Giants, to really decide which of those teams will prevail for the National League West title. Two strikes on Norris.
Notice on the 4 pitches, 3 of the 4 have been up out of the zone. Got to be patient on that. We mentioned that earlier. Got to get that fastball down.
Norris really stands away from the plate, doesn't he? How does he get out to that pitch?
Wow, really?
And Urias gets a generous call from Ryan Blakeney.
Well, that hurts. I mean, you know, if you're going to get calls like this, that's a changeup. That's about a ball and a half off the plate. And, you know, Derek's reaction, you know, he's frustrated, no doubt about it, and legitimately so, but he can't say anything because he wants his guys to get that call as well. Wow, that hurts.
Third strikeout for Urias. 2 outs to Adam Rosales. He struck out swinging the first time. That's a better pitch there, and it's called a ball. Afraid to go off speed 2-0, and that one drops just low 3-0.
Yeah, pretty good curveball at 76. Boy, 2-0 breaking ball. That tells me that this kid is confident to throw any pitch anytime.
He's walked 1, hit 2, and struck out 3. Gave up a couple of singles.
Fastball away.
Paints the outside corner. foul down the right field side.
Nice grab.
Crowd will be in the high 40s tonight. Dodgers lead the world in baseball attendance. And he goes around, strike 3. The high fastball gets another Padre. 4 strikeouts for Urias. No score. Score here at Dodger Stadium, the first of this Labor Day 3-game series, and well, they're going to be voting for National League Manager of the Year. There are 4 candidates. Where would you cast yours?
Well, there's an argument for each individual. I mean, you know, you look at the Cubs, they've relatively stayed healthy, their pitching has stayed intact. They've got really, really good players. But I look at a manager of the year when they have to deal with adversity.
Okay.
You know, Dusty Baker of the Nationals, they've had to deal with a little bit of adversity.
I see where you're going.
But what Dave Roberts has done, 14 starting pitchers they've used, all those bodies on the DL, yeah. But yet, you know, we know Dave. Dave's a motivator. I mean, he's one of those guys where a player, he'll run through a brick wall for you, right? And I think that's part of being a manager, to keep the troops up. And I think he does that, but yeah. It's a very valid case for Dave Roberts.
I agree with you. He would get my vote at this point. Kept his team in first place, and he's going to get some good players coming back. Yeah. Kershaw, Ethier, and then you know, there's been some youngsters up from AAA in Colorado. Kid comes up, hits a grand slam home run in the 9th inning to split that doubleheader the other day. Clayton Richard has now gone 17 innings without allowing an earned run.
You know, the guy across the way too has his act together. Andy Green. He knows how to motivate players.
He sure does. Give him some players. The old jockey doesn't carry the horse across the finish line, and when Andy Green gets himself the kind of talent the Dodgers are displaying, and he's going to be not fine, he's going to be outstanding.
Yeah, and he's prepared as any other guy out there, if not more.
I mean, he's working without not one of a starting 5 in rotation coming out of spring camp. He's got a team that is very much in last place in batting average as a team, hitting only .236, and he's still able to scrape out 55 wins. Yeah. And they battled hard. They played hard, the Padres. Low and inside, 2-2. Grandal singled his first time. way outside.
You know, we mentioned it earlier in the season. Is it going to be a challenge to compete? You bet. You bet it is. I mean, that's just a given. But when you have a team like that, you need a manager that's going to tell his guys, we're not folding up our tents. If we finish 20 games out, we finish 20 games out. We are what we are.
High hopper to Sardinia, steep it short. Plenty of time to throw out Grandal for the first out here in the fourth. That'll bring up Kike Hernandez.
And it's just plain and simple. It's something we've all learned since Little League. And whenever we had that good coach, Little League, high school, whatever, how the highest.
Play hard for him, huh? Die for the guy.
You know what? You don't want guys who are going to quit on your team. And Andy will not stand for that. He's made that very clear.
Just like when you played, you didn't want to disappoint your dad.
Right.
Yeah. In many ways, this is the surrogate father for all these professional players, your manager. And if he's earned your respect, and he truly is the leader of that clubhouse, you don't want to disappoint him. And you could say that much about Green's team. I mean, it isn't a very talented team compared to those that, like the Dodgers, but they play as hard as any of the teams, and that's to his credit. Yes, Tony La Russa told us in spring camp, he's a superstar. You've got yourself a potential superstar. Down low, and 1-2 to Hernandez, grounded into a fielder's choice, his first at bat. Good pitch there, but he fouls it off.
Hey, every weekday morning, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp go head-to-head on the day's hottest sports topics. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon premieres Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific, only on FS1.
Close my eyes, or those two guys jumping around there. Whoop, there did it again.
Quick. Whew.
Way outside and high, levels the count at 2-2.
And really worked on the side of that, worked underneath that last pitch. But it's all about adjustments. What type of adjustment will Clayton Richard make this next pitch to possibly get a strikeout or a grounder for an out?
Line drive, base hit, left field. Over to cut it off is Dickerson. Hernandez takes the turn at first. Here's the throw to second. It won't be in time. Double for Hernandez. Well, he's a career .284 hitter against left-handed pitching. That's why it's in there. And comes up with a double with one out here in the fourth.
Well, after missing high and away, Clayton Richard wants to go down and away, and that ball leaks outer third, maybe down the middle. Speeds up the bat of Kike Hernandez. And now the race is on. He was thinking 2 out of the chute.
First extra base hit for the Dodgers among their half dozen.
Yeah, no hesitation at all. And the throw was offline, so he slides in safely.
Jock Peterson took a third strike his first time. And then the pitcher due next.
You know, as a hitter, you watch those outfielders. They take 3 or 4 steps to either way, their side.
There's a base hit over the leaping try of Rosales. They're waving in. Hernandez. Throw cut off. Dodgers take the lead. Peterson drives in his 54th run of the year. And it ends the string of scoreless innings at 16 for Clayton Richard.
Okay, it's a slider. Speeds up the bat of Peterson. Now the line drive, the race is on. Will Myers came in to cut it off. The throw was offline. And it looked like when Will caught this ball, he wanted to throw it to home plate, but Derek Norris was following the ball too. So he was up the line. Watch Derek. He's anticipating maybe the throw on line. He's
might have had the relay, might have had a chance at him.
You never know.
And Urias squaring to Bud almost got that one in the chest. He struck out swinging the first time. The Dodgers hit the board here in the fourth, 1-0.
You know, I know it's very loud here at Dodger Stadium. And I remember back in the day doing PFPs and cutoffs and relays, and you know, the catcher would either yell cut or let it go. Doesn't seem like anything was stayed there just because the way Derek Norris was moving. If he would have yelled cut, he would have held his ground. Instead, he was tracking that throw in from the outfield, and he was moving up the line, and Will Myers cut it. Maybe because Will thought it was offline. That's why he cut it.
Yeah, it was offline.
Yeah.
2 strikes on Urias. Squares again, and strike 3. 4th punch out for Richard. And that takes the Dodgers to the top of the order, and Howie Kendrick. A couple of hits for Kendrick tonight. He just came from Atlanta. Braves have one of the worst home records in all of baseball.
Yeah, they were 19-44 going in that series.
How about the crowds in Atlanta?
Ooh, horrible.
Now you go to Dodger Stadium. They average more than any.
Yeah.
And they have the 2nd best home record in the National League, second only to the Cubs. And how about the crowds for those 2 teams?
Electric, very loud.
It's not just because you win, it's because every time you come to the ballpark, you know you're going to get so much support from your fan base. Hey, you loved to hear the cheers when you played, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Well, unless it was for the other side,
right,
of course.
Right,
you
exactly.
didn't like that.
No question about it.
And another positive about this season, despite the Padres not winning as many games as they'd like, fans at Petco, they've continued to come out in large numbers. The attendance been terrific. Up the middle, and Kendrick is 3 for 3. Holding at second is Peterson. And with 2 outs, 2 on for Corey Seager. Time now for the top tier player profile, brought to you by Arco. Corey Seager, National League rookie leaders. Way out in front. Most hits. He's got 52 more hits than Diaz of St. Louis.
Well, you can already send that trophy to the engraving shop and put his name on it. I mean, that's a given. Having one heck of a year. Just remember there at the engraving shop, it's S-E-A-G-E-R.
And it's not Kyle, his brother, nor Pete. Swing and a foul back. Bob Nightingale with the USA Today had a very interesting column yesterday about young Seager, 22, and Chase Utley, the veteran infielder, and how they've formed a real bond and a mentorship from Utley, who admires the talents and the makeup, demeanor of this young Seager. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. Doesn't seem to get upset, doesn't get too excited about his great year, doesn't take himself too seriously, just comes out and plays hard.
That's confidence to me in any young player who's successful. They don't get too high, too low. That's a sign of confidence in your ability.
But growing up with an older brother, a big leaguer, hits that high in the air to right field. Ramirez drifting under it and squeezes the final out. But the Dodgers get a run on 3 hits, and it's a 1-0 lead for LA. Now for the greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Our MLB news and notes. John Lester with a beauty tonight as the Cubs actually a day game, edge the Giants 2-1. Mark Trumbo, another home run, 41 for Trumbo, major league leader as the Orioles bomb the Yankees 8-0. And Kershaw will make a rehab start tomorrow at Rancho Cucamonga, IA in the Cal League. As that league's play comes to an end over this weekend. Padres trailing 1-0, and Richard, who has one of the 2 hits off Julio Urias, leads it off here in the top of the 5th inning. Jankowski and then Sardinas to follow. Clayton able to scatter 8 hits in 4 innings, and Padres trail 1-0.
Yeah, I was watching that Cubs game today. John Lester flirting with that no-hitter. Threw a pitch right down the middle of Hunter Pence. Lost the shutout, lost the no-hitter in 1 pitch.
Outside, 1-2. Richard up on the handle of the bat. The single came with 2 strikes. And he waves at this one in the dirt. And the put out 2-3.
Hey, there are still tickets available for the Boston Red Sox series. Big Papi's going to invade San Diego with the rest of the Red Sox September 5th through the 7th. Don't miss your chance to see him. That's Big Papi's last game on the West Coast on that Wednesday when the Padres pay special tribute to David Ortiz. Get your tickets for the series at Padres.com.
Our colleague Don Orsillo is all excited about seeing all of his pals from Boston, having a chance to describe Red Sox baseball for 15 years. And it's a very interesting ball club. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Is the Wednesday a day game, or since that is the end of a series, usually they close it out with a day? Now it's just an hour earlier, a 6:10 start. So there are tickets available. The Red Sox, the final non-NL West opponent of the Padres in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Jankowski 0-2. Takes a floater outside. Walked it first time. Up high. Well, you can just see the pattern when the Urias, and it's been the case throughout the road trip. They get ahead on the count, 2 strikes or 1-2. They're going to go upstairs and see if you'll chase. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 at the top of the strike zone. Good pitch. That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Urias.
2 fastballs back to back as well. That one just above the belt buckle by the SD for the swing and miss.
Hitting leadoff tonight, Luis Sardinas popped to second, then hit a little soft fly ball right over a second base, and Seager raced over, couldn't quite glove it, fell for a base hit, but on the play Richard, who was on second base, turned third and got himself stranded between home and third, and the inning ended when they tagged him out. So Urias in a strikeout run of 4 straight. Norris and Rosales to end the 4th, and Richard and Jankowski here in the 5th. Weak wave and a miss, 1-2. Good changeup.
3 quality pitches. He flipped up a few curveballs that have been effective tonight as well.
Up above the strike zone again. Fouled back. in the dirt. 2-2. Shows a lot of savvy, does this 20-year-old Urias.
And like Dave Roberts said, he's going to get better with each outing. Almost like our own Luis Perdomo, right? The way we've seen him progress.
Yeah, there's talk this could be his last start. He's over 100 innings pitched. They might move him to the bullpen for the rest of the month of September. Pops him up high in the middle of the diamond. And third baseman Turner at the edge of the pitching circle makes the catch. Halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. 1-0 Dodgers. Brought to you by Saquon Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Sony High-Res Audio. Finally, hear everything. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Traffic has to move at a rapid pace around the city of Angels. Get yourself in those
hey, before you know it,
shutdowns.
Driverless cars. They're already out there. Are you going to get one?
I don't think so. I like the idea of having control of my own car. Justin Turner leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 the count to him with Gonzalez and Puig. Are you hinting that you would like to have a driver?
I would, and it's since they've been out there, more of the accidents have been caused by people driving cars other than the driverless cars. So they're making great headway on those things. Stay tuned.
Ground ball sharply to second. Rosales cradles it. 1 away. Early on in the development of that car, the biggest concern was motorcycles. Not other cars, but how those cyclists that come up out of nowhere on you. I mean, it's just a miracle that I haven't hit one. I mean, don't you feel the same way? Sometimes you don't know they're there. Bam.
Well, I have my motorcycle license, and I gave up motorcycle. Right. There was about a 3-year period where I did. It's made me a better driver because when I'm in traffic, they sneak up on you in between, and you're just, I think, more aware of it when you've been on a two-wheeler.
Yeah, I mean, it just there's no protection there. It could be a dog that runs out.
Yeah.
No, it's a good way to meet your pals in heaven. Gonzalez grounded out and an infield hit to deep short the last time. 2-0.
Well, the one thing I noticed about Clayton, the last 3 starts, when he misses in the zone, it's down. He'll go up by design, like we've seen Urias tonight. But the majority of his pitches have been down, down, down.
Oh, and that's reflected in the high count of ground balls. Here's another into the shift. Solarte has to come all the way from the second base area to throw out Gonzalez. And there's 2 gone. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right fielder,
5, 6, 7, 8 outs, counting a double play ground ball.
Working down to the zone. Let's slow it down. Two-seam fastball. Look at it, and Adrian rolls over. The barrel of that bat rolling the top half of that baseball because of the action and down by the knees, hence the grounder.
Puig has grounded out and flied to right. Looking forward tomorrow, Mark, before the game. The redhead from Fordham next door, Vin Scully, has consented to sit down. We'll have a little chat.
Nice.
Octogenarians.
Very nice. Couple of Hall of Famers having a little chat.
Yeah, just I just want to tee it up for him and let him tell some stories.
You could go an hour with Mr. Scully.
Oh, we could. And he, just to give us some time, you know, he literally is under guard from the time he gets in the stadium until he leaves, because everyone wants a piece of him. You know, he's not going to be here much longer. It's going to be a big hole in our profession and in the popularity of baseball in Los Angeles and around the nation. He's just been the best. He's the best.
The generations that he has touched, right, with his broadcasting, not only just baseball, all the other sports as well.
Yeah, he just decided he was going to concentrate only on the one sport. Ground ball sharply and by the shortstop Sardinius. A base hit for Puig. That pleases the Dodger faithful. Number 9 in the hit column for the Dodgers tonight.
Well, a fast infield here in Los Angeles, like a lot of major league ballparks. Ball struck very hard on the ground.
But the ground ball just goes through.
Exactly. And you know what, as a pitcher, you'll take those.
That's 9 hits for the Dodgers. Just 1 extra base. Kike Hernandez, and he came around to score on the single by Peterson in the last inning. Grandal is singled and grounded to short. Takes a strike. Well, with all the player movement this time of the year, and of course it's also the cuts are made, you know, as we look ahead. I couldn't I have to share, it's one of my favorite Bob Euchre's. Yeah. How he described being cut. They broke it to me gently. The manager told me there were no visitors allowed in the clubhouse.
That's typical you, huh?
Oh man, wouldn't he have been a great teammate?
Oh.
1 strike to Grandal in the dirt.
What was it? Was it a World Series when he was with the Cardinals? He was shagging in the outfield with a tuba. He had a tuba in the outfield. He was catching fly balls in the tuba.
I tell you, back in the day when I was working with the Angels, and he and Drysdale would get together on a rain out, and they would go one story, then Big D would tell, then Euchre, and you got, your ribs were so sore from laughing. You had to leave and come get some air and come, and they'd still be going. What was it when he was going to sign his first contract, and the dad said how much, and the scout said $4,000, and his dad said, can you give us a week to see if I can raise the $4,000?
That's a great story.
2-1, back to first base as he's keeping an eye on Puig.
Well, the leads will definitely be shortened with Clayton Richard out there on the hill, because he's got one of the best moves in Major League Baseball.
Ground ball up the middle, and Sardinius with a fire across the first for the out. Good range by Luis Sardinius to get the final out of the 5th. It's still 1-0 Dodgers. For our Harris game summary, a battle of left-handers. Julio Urias, a 20-year-old from Mexico for the Dodgers, and the veteran lefty Clayton Richard of the San Diego Padres. A one-run game, and that came home after a Kike Hernandez double and this single by Jock Peterson in the 4th inning. 1-0 Dodgers. Our Harris game summary as we compare the two starters. 9 hits allowed by Richard, but he's been able to scatter them, only the 1 run. And Urias has retired the side in order in each of the last 3 innings, allowing only 2 singles tonight.
And even though the Dodgers lead in the R column, we've got ourselves a pitcher's duel.
Urias will face Myers, Solarte, and Dickerson in the Padres' 6th inning. Myers has fouled out and was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning and stole 2nd. His 25th steal. Still has a shot at a 30 home run, 30 steal season. Needs 6 home runs this final month and 5 more stolen bases. Slow breaking ball outside. Yeah, one thing about Urias, he doesn't throw many in the middle of the plate, does he?
He's been staying on the corners, going up and down.
At the knees, doesn't get the call.
You know, Julie was talking about the youngsters on this team that are going to taste their first big league full season in September. Well, it's kind of like that for Will Myers. I mean, he's in game number 129 tonight. What was it, 88 before, the most?
Pops it into shallow right. A long run for Puig. He gets there for the first down. 10 in a row now for Urias.
So when Will Myers, you know, his rookie season, when he won Rookie of the Year, I think he played 88 games. So this is new territory for him as well.
Yeah, that may be responsible for the fact he's really gone into a slump since the All-Star game, hitting under 200. Been a shadow of himself the last month and a half. More strikeouts than hits. So this is just you know, the demands of a full season. We're not talking about just the 162, but the 30 games in spring training as well. And then the responsibilities of the All-Star break, the home run derby. I'm not saying that's what caused him not to hit as well, but there were the pressures of not only competing in that, being the ambassador, the San Diego Padre ambassador to all the other players.
It's a lot of responsibility.
There was a lot, and he carried it very well. And all of that, you know, takes something out of the fuel tank. Solarte has struck out and flirted with a home run. He sent Hernandez back near the wall in left field the last time. I'll just ask you that question. Do you feel here at the start of September as sharp and emotionally and physically ready as you were in May 1st?
No.
It takes it out of you.
Everybody gets banged up. I mean, it's a grind. It really is. And that's and to take it one step further, because I'm not making excuses for players, because how about the perennial all-stars that hit .310 every year? How about the guys who hit 30 home runs each and every year? Yeah. Every guy's different. It's a grind. Yes, we know that. Some guys can handle the 162 plus all the other stuff, and there are other guys who can't.
How about Adrian Gonzalez in that spirit? 1,718 games, more than any player the last 10 years. He's never been on the DL. Can you imagine?
Yep.
Talk about answering the bell. What a great career he's had.
Looks like Jesse Chavez is warming up for the Dodgers in their bullpen.
Full count. Solarte, and there's a line drive, base hit to center field. Didn't hit it sharply off the end of the bat. Padres' 3rd hit, that ends a string of 10 straight outs by the left-hander Urias.
Well, sometimes you get jammed. Well, you get a base knock wide because on contact, that's upper thigh area near the belt. You know, if that's down, you get jammed. Chances are it's going to be a grounder, but Jan Solarte doing a nice job of working that one to the outfield.
There's Chavez, the right-hander. So the tying run on here for the Padres in the top of the 6th inning. Dickerson hit by a pitch and grounded out tonight. Alex has shown that Although a left-hander against left-hander, and he gets hit again.
Wow.
Second time tonight. That's the third batter struck by Urias. Now that moves the tying run into scoring position.
What in the Craig Biggio is going on?
Right fielder Alexei
Taking one for the
Ramirez.
team, Dickerson. Up in the tricep. So looking back through his minor league career, 2013 54, then 14 87 innings, last year 80 innings, now without 108, and many of those major league innings, you almost can double those.
Yep.
In terms of pressure and
more stressful innings,
yeah,
right, Dick?
Right. Dave Roberts watching him closely, getting that right-hander ready. Here's Alexei Ramirez, twice up, twice he's flied to Puig in right field. Again, if you're just joining us, Ramirez playing right field tonight and hitting fifth. In the dirt, ball one. And the pitch count now at 90 for Urias. And I think we're getting close to a pitching change being made. Here comes Dave Roberts to the mound, and he makes the motion, bring in the right-hander Chavez. But again, we saw a budding talent, another outstanding young player in the Dodger organization. He leaves leading 1-0, but with a tying and go-ahead runs aboard. We'll be right back to Dodger Stadium. Two on here in the sixth. They've had other chances. First inning, Myers clipped by a pitch, and so was Dickerson. But with 2 on, 2 out, Ramirez flied out, and then this little bloop on the infield ruled a base hit. But Clayton Richard rounded third and got himself caught between first and third and tagged out, and that ended the opportunity in the second inning. And then Urias settled down, retired 10 in a row until the sixth inning after getting Myers to fly out. Solardi with a single and Dickerson hit by a pitch, and his night is through. And our pitching change as Jesse Chavez comes in is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Jesse has tossed scoreless relief in 10 of his last 12 games. That's over 15 in the third innings pitching. Nice ERA of 1.17. High splits from the lefties, though. There's a strikeout in that arm. Walks maybe could be an issue sometime. The four-seamer, the sinker. Pretty much throws everything. Cutter, curveball, slider. His fastball 92 to 93.
And the Padres will counter with a pinch hitter. Oswaldo Arcia to bat for Ramirez. Just picked up by the Padres. Arcia has already delivered a home run. At bats as a Padre with 4 hits, 2 home runs. Nice spot for number 3. pulls it to first. Deep at first, Gonzalez. He'll just take it to the bag, and the runners will advance. Over to third goes Solarte, the tying run, and Dickerson moves up to second on the play.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, Clayton Richard putting on the jacket. Don't know if his night is through. Night cools here in Los Angeles here early September. Now chance for Norris to add to his 35 RBI total. He has popped up and took a third strike and takes it high, ball one. Veteran Chavez is pitched for the Pirates, Atlanta, Kansas City, Toronto, Oakland, back to Toronto. Deep to left field off the bat of Norris. It's well back and he will touch him. No, it's off the top of the wall, or did it go into the row? First row of bounce back. It's off the top of the wall, and it's a double for Norris, and he's given the Padres a 2-1 lead. Derek Norris delivers a big clutch double, almost a home run.
Boy, he laid into that one.
Yeah, just missed clearing the boards out there in left field off that auxiliary scoreboard.
Well, after 2 strikeouts, this third at bat, he gets a pitch right down the middle, hunts the fastball just off the top of the wall. And just like that, with one swing, the Padres take the lead.
Well, that was deceiving. It look, there's a distance now between the scoreboards and the old wall here at Dodger Stadium, a path about 5-6 feet. But the Padres will take the lead, and they will intentionally walk Rosales. You saw the manager, Dave Roberts, shaking his head in dismay. There you see that there's a gap between the current outfield fence and the old wall where the bleachers overhang. And Rosales sprints to first base, joining Derek Norris, and that'll bring up the pitcher's spot. And Hector Sanchez is going to pinch hit for Richard.
Pinch hitter number 44, Hector Sanchez.
Sanchez, one of those called up from El Paso, where he had sparkling numbers. He's already clubbed a couple of home runs, this switch hitting catcher. So Urias leaves the game. Both those runs are charged to him. So he's the pitcher of record. And first pitch outside to Sanchez. Batting left-handed, he's 3 for 18. Let's double check that. Batting left-handed, he's 7 for 18, and both of his home runs. Oh, just missed that. Skies it high to right field, shallow right center. Peterson calls off Puig, and the inning comes to an end. But a single Solarte, Dickerson hit by a pitch, and Derek Norris just misses a home run, but will settle for a 2-run double off the top of the wall in left field, and the Padres take the lead 2-1. Padres baseball brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a longboard lager, big wave golden ale tonight. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Well, the Padres claim the lead in the top of the 6th inning on the 2-run double by Derek Norris. And the pitching change, Brandon Morrow, the veteran right-hander, comes in for the Padres here in the last of the 6th. Clayton Richard leaves after 5 innings, allowed the 1 run, 9 hits. Clayton walked only 1 and struck out 4, and it's his game to win. Andrew Tolles, he's the young man who hit the grand slam homer up in Colorado that saved a big game for the Dodgers this last weekend.
So RC out there in right field, taking over for Ramirez after pinch hitting in that last inning.
Dodgers had lost the opening game of the day-night doubleheader 7-0 to the Rockies. And were well behind 4 or 5 runs. They got a couple back, and then in the 9th inning with 2 outs and the bases loaded, Tolles pinch hit and homers to the opposite field. And the grand slam gave the Dodgers a split in the doubleheader. That had the Dodger dugout jumping. Just another in the long line of talented players in the Dodger organization. Pulls that one foul. Tolles just 58 at bats, hitting .397, 3 home runs. Dad played the NFL linebacker, so he's got some athletic DNA. Peterson in the pitcher spot to follow. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Strikeout Morrow.
Yeah, this will be nice for the Padres to add on and the bullpen take over, because Clayton Richard, the pitcher of record, can go home with a W tonight. Nice breaking ball down and in. Boy, the ball is coming out clean. Brandon Morrow's hand after coming back. Throwing the ball extremely well.
Peterson knocked in the Dodger run in the 4th inning with a single to right. Brought in Kike Hernandez, who had doubled. Shift on. Peterson, a pull power hitter, takes outside, ball 1. 18 home runs this year for Peterson. There you see the alignment. Swing and a miss, off speed, 1-1. Josh Riddick is in the on deck circle and will pinch hit for Chavez. Down low, 2-1. Two-1 Padres. Dodger half of the 6th inning. Oh, long drive to right field. That's way out of here, and he's tied it up. Number 19 for Peterson, and that levels the score at 2-2. So we'll start from scratch.
Let's check it out, what it is out of the hand of Brandon Morrow. Changeup, split finger. This catches too much of the plate. and stays back just long enough. The leg kick and goes out and gets it.
Number 19 for Peterson. He's knocked in both runs tonight. A 2-1 pitch. And here's Josh Reddick. Came over trade deadline from the Oakland A's in a trade. Big swing and a miss. He's been a disappointment thus far. Reddick was overall on the season a .261 average. But in August hit only .161 as a Dodger. Bunts that one foul. Only one extra base hit, and that was a double on Wednesday in Colorado.
Yeah, the on-base percentage is not good for Reddick since being here. .223, slugging at .172.
Rich Hill, the left-handed pitcher, will see him tomorrow night in the same deal with the A's. Shift on. Pulled foul past first. And the Dodgers sent some minor league pitching, 3 right-handers to the A's in the deal that brought both Reddick and Hill to Los Angeles. Peterson's solo home run, number 19 on the year, has tied it up here in the 6th. Padres lead evaporates in a hurry. In the dirt, 1-2. Adam Rosales is playing about as deep a shallow right field as a second baseman can allow himself. Outside, 2-2.
So Yasiel Puig talking mechanics with Turner Ward, one of the hitting instructors there with the Dodgers.
Fastball at 96, and the count now full.
Turner Ward, the hitting coach. Tim Hires, the assistant hitting coach for the Dodgers. Talking hands, set up, hands back.
Slow roller, there's no one there. The shift will give him an infield hit. Everyone stacked up on the right side, little nubber to the left, and Sardinus had just to pick it up and allowed the hit.
Yeah, that was a good pitch, a bad swing, great result for Josh Reddick. Down and away. That was not his intent. He was totally fooled, just trying to maybe foul it off to get another whack at it, but he will gladly take that knock with the shift being played.
So it's 1 out and a run in to tie it.
He really knocked the tar out of that one. The hit speed was 29 miles an hour on that infield single.
Looks like a line drive in the box score tomorrow. Howie Kendrick is the hitter. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
Follow Padres Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up for the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Kendrick, infield hit, single to left, single to center. Big cut. Howie with 8 home runs this year.
Boy, with that swing right there, it was almost like Hop Along Howie saying, "Howdy, cowpokes. I'm going to put this one out of the yard." That was a big time swing.
He rolls that foul, 0-2. Again tomorrow night, game 2 will be on the air an hour earlier, 5:30 for Padres Live pregame show. Luis Perdomo, 7-7 for the Padres against Rich Hill, a left-hander acquired from the Oakland A's at the trade deadline. Perdomo just on a steady rise every game.
Yep.
Better. Brad Hand getting ready in the Padre pen. Ground ball, he's 4 for 4, goes the other way. He's just a good solid hitter, uses the entire field. He singled up the middle, singled to left, singled to center, singled to right. So first and second with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, now that's protection right there in that swing. In the hole, 0-2. And once again, the intent of taking it the other way where the ball was pitched. And out comes Andy Green.
Morrow giving up a home run and a couple of singles. He's got 1 out, and he'll be taken out, and we'll see the left-hander Hand next for San Diego. Hunter Renfroe, the #1 pick of the Padres a few years back, has been named the Pacific Coast League Most Valuable Player. Numbers 306 with 29 homers, over 100 RBIs. Congratulations to Renfroe. He'll be involved in the PCO playoffs, and then after that is determined, hopefully we'll see him the last week or 10 days of the season.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on in the other AAA leagues around minor league baseball, but those are numbers for minor league player of the year, not just MVP of the PCL. So stay tuned to that one.
He's the first Padres AAA player to be so honored since Sandy Alomar Jr. back in 1989. So 2 on, 1 out as Hand works to Corey Seager. Seager grounded into a double play, walked and flied out, facing Clayton Richard. Neither starter will figure in the decision, thanks to Peterson's home run here off Brandon Morrow. The 2 runners aboard with 1 out belong to Morrow.
Well, pretty good year for Brad Hand so far, and a high leverage situation trying to pick up Brandon Morrow.
Outside, 2-0. Justin Turner on deck.
Well, the leader in grounding into double plays on the Dodgers is Howie Kendrick with 17. Seager has 9.
That counts the one tonight.
Yep, 10. Make it 10.
Swing and a miss. 93 on the fastball.
Was it a fastball in? He wanted it away. Misses, but Seager still can't catch up to it.
Reddick at second and Kendrick at first. Snaps that foul.
Hey, Brad Hand touching 94. That's some giddy up.
And the Dodgers got a run in the fourth off Richard, a double to Hernandez, singled Peterson. Padres got 2 runs on the 2-run double. Derek Norris to lead briefly 2-1 before Peterson's home run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. His 19th. Breaking ball over but low. Full count, and it's time to check the Cholula flamethrower.
Well, with the southpaw, Brad Hand on the mound in relief of Brandon Morrow. We know that he can get it up there. 94, 95 at times. Hey, 94 tonight. That's hot sauce. Hopefully well located hot sauce to end the threat here with a double play ball again.
Yeah, this is a big pitch. 3-2 with the runners at first and second. They might be going here. Nope. And he fouls it away. Way off to the left into the second tier. Justin Turner to follow.
Well, one of the reasons why they probably not sending the runners, you know, Seager has struck out 105 times this year. To strike him out, throw him out possibly. But Solarte would really have to bust his tail over to third base to, in the case of a swing and a miss, and a throw down to third.
Another foul. Seager at night, along with all the other great numbers that he's posted as a rookie, is hitting .309. That's the 8th best in the National League. LeMahieu of the Rockies has the best average under the Neons, .364.
Oh, night moves for Corey Seager.
Again, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulled the string on the breaking ball. Seager out, 2 gone to Justin Tucker.
Hey, nice battle right there, and Brad Hand wins the war with the curveball. Seager's got to protect. Out of the hand, looks like it's a pretty darn good pitch. Maybe just off the plate a little bit, but you got to protect. Swing and a miss. Big out for Brad.
So Justin Turner steps in. He's singled, struck out, and grounded out. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 the score. Off the fist, Sardinius across, and the inning comes to a close. So a couple of singles after the home run, but they die aboard. It stays at 2.
month. Well, here's a little MASH unit update for you when it concerns John Jay. Well, he took live batting practice today on the field for the second day in a row, hit off the machine, said he felt good, and he will make a rehab start at Lake Elsinore tomorrow. They have 3 days left in their season, and he's scheduled to get at-bats in all 3 of their remaining games, and then he should be back with the club back in San Diego for the last couple of games versus Boston. And Tyson Ross threw to 120 feet today, and he should be joining the club this evening. Andy Green wants to check in to make a decision on the best course of action for the remaining month of September when it concerns the right-hander. Guys?
All right, thank you, Julie. So great to get John Jay back in the lineup. Travis Jankowski's done a stellar job of playing center field in his absence, and probably will stay there in center. Jay would work a corner outfield position. New pitcher is Grant Dayton, 28-year-old left-hander.
A pretty nice ERA, only 17 1/3, but the strikeouts are there. It looks like the kid's got decent control at 5 walks in those 70+ innings.
Toll stays in the game in left field. Dayton, a former War Eagle at Auburn University. And making his major league debut this year at 28. 2-1 to Jankowski, hitting 9th tonight, and then top of the order Sardinius and Myers. A 2-2 tie. Spins that outside. Good cutter. Signed out of the Marlins organization last year by the Dodgers. And a foul back. 2 runs, 12 hits for Los Angeles. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. The one big blow, Derek Norris's near home run, a 2-run double off the top of the left field wall.
Well, Dayton's about 93, 94 on the fastball. He pretty much relies on that. He also throws a slider, curveball.
Former 11th round pick in 2010 out of Auburn.
Hey, we talked about an Auburn guy tonight, Bo Jackson, right?
Yeah, that's right. That 75 just makes you think of a highway number, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. The number, yeah.
Takes you to Dayton, Ohio.
You think that Dayton would be a flyer?
Yeah.
But not the case.
Another foul by Jankowski. Count remains full. In the September call-ups, the Padres did add an extra bat. Alexi Amarista, not actually called up, but back from the DL, that hamstring injury, so he's available. And strike 3 called. Boy. Gets a call, does Dayton.
Shortstop number 2, Luis.
Well, you know, we've seen that tonight on the that part of the plate. We've seen Ryan Blakeney call that pitch to both lefties and righties. Remember, Derek Norris got called out on a changeup from Urias.
That's correct. Yeah. So leadoff hitter Luis Sardinius has popped up, looped a single on the infield, and popped up to third his last time. High strike, off speed. Will Myers to follow here in the top of the 7th. right center field. Puig is there.
Tomorrow, MLB on FS1 returns with a huge doubleheader. First, Astros collide with Adrian Beltre and the AL West leading Rangers. Then Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers battle the Royals. The action begins at 12:30 Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Big sports weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, join us at 5:30 for Padres Live before Game 2 of this series. Luis Perdomo against Rich Hill. Myers hit by a pitch, fouled out and flied out.
In fact, this weekend some really good matchups. Mets, Nats, Indians, Marlins, Astros, Rangers we just talked about, Royals, Tigers,
Giants and Cubs.
Yeah.
Shift on for Myers. He hasn't seen the shift as much as others. Dodgers have elected to use strength on the left side. Kendrick just on the shortstop side. And the foul tip, 1-2. Well, in winning the NL West last year, the Dodgers won 92 games. They start tonight 74-59. And he takes strike 3. Now another strikeout. Another caught looking as Dayton retires the side in order. Stretch half of the 7th at Dodger Stadium. LA 2, San Diego 2. Go big or go home. That means you got to down a couple of Dodger dogs in order to get bigger.
That's on the schedule, believe me.
You go home. And the breaking ball from Brad Hand to Adrian Gonzalez is a strike. And getting the final 2 outs in the 6th inning. Gonzalez, Puig, and Grandal scheduled here in the Dodger 7th. Another breaking ball, and it drops in there. 0-2.
Good sharp breakers from Brad Hand. A huge inning right here for the left-hander. 4-5-6 for the Dodgers.
A weak swing, and he got a piece of it. Yeah, just enough to stay alive. You know, overlooked in the Dodger success is the fact that they're the best defensive team in terms of errors in baseball. They've committed all season only 60 errors.
Yep. Good point.
So they haven't hurt themselves. Shift on for Gonzalez, and he lays off that breaking ball. 1-2. Dave Roberts, former UCLA star. He's now 43. Breaking ball misses inside. Adam Liberatore in the Dodger pen heating up. Got him. It's just a steady diet of breaking balls away. Second strikeout for Hand.
Just enough out of the hand. He threw him 2 earlier in the count for good strikes. Now when you throw that for a strike, it's in the hitter's mind, so he's got to protect. Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Another lefty getting ready, Liberatore. And here's Yasiel Puig back from the minor leagues. Singled his last time. Fastball 93 and a strike. Well, the two starters, Richard and Urias, got the ball and threw it. They had a nice pace to the game, but since they have departed, matters have slowed considerably. Did not go. 1-1. Grandal to follow. Dodgers have out-hit the Padres 12-4, but Richard was able to scatter a lot of hits. And it wasn't until Peterson's home run that they were able to tie it up.
Whoa.
He doesn't get the call on that pitch. It's 2-1.
Strike zone moving around a little bit tonight. It's like an amoeba underneath a microscope. You know how they kind of go wide and then tall and then fat and then skinny and then right.
Whatever.
Remember science class?
It's 2-3-1 now.
You don't remember those days?
Well, yeah. Our days we did. They hadn't invented the microscope.
I was just gonna say, you had the magnifying glass?
Yeah, you just look through a bottom of a Coke bottle and you can see what you can see.
But the strike zone's kind of doing that.
Amoebas, but they're not big like that. They're a little tiny.
Oh, real tiny, yeah.
Good pets.
My pet amoeba.
Ground ball sharply. Sardinas with a long throw, high and over the glove of Myers and into the crowd, and that'll send Puig to second base. Now he can motor up the line, and Sardinas bracing and throwing, and Myers trying to keep contact with the bag and reach up and get it. Just didn't work. See how they scored. It should be a two-base error.
Oh, he was getting down the line, and Sardinas, being a little bit too quick, works underneath it and hence airmails it. And here it is, sharply hit ground ball. He's got time. It just works underneath it. He airmails this one into the Padre dugout and he gets second base.
I haven't seen an official score ruling as yet. So Puig in scoring position for Yasmani Grandal. Going to give Puig a single and throwing error by Sardinas. I don't know how you can give him a single on that. The throw's accurate. He's out.
Absolutely, I agree. Totally agree with you. I think there should be straight E6.
Yeah. Obviously, the throw was there in time. Just was errant. 2-0 to Grandal, who has singled and grounded twice to short. Batting right-handed the entire night. And the tiebreaker out at second with one out here in the seventh. .94, just below the knees. 2-1. Dodgers come into this game hitting only .218 against left-handed pitching for the season. That's the worst in baseball. They got their hits tonight. They got 9 off Clayton Richard. And a gift single here for Puig makes 10 off southpaw pitching tonight. He went around 2-2. He was in the strike zone. Got him chased. Norris will make the put out at first base. So Hand with his third strikeout.
Number 60.
Well, what does the lefty toss up here? Looks like a breaking ball. Almost like to Adrian Gonzalez. Remember, he expanded the strike zone down and away. Well, to the righty, switch hitter Grandal over the heart of the plate, but down. Not a nice pick there. Keeping it fronted by Derek Norris.
Andrew Toles, who entered the game in the last inning as a pinch hitter and struck out. Dodgers have the tie-breaking run out there at second. And inside, ball one. You know, the Dodger roster averages around 27, 28 years of age. When you take that in mind, most of these Dodgers weren't born the last time LA won a World Series.
Yeah.
You have to go all the way back to when they beat Oakland 28 years ago, 1988. That was the Kirk Gibson Miracle Home Run Series. And with all the Dodger success, it's kind of shocking. 28 years.
Yeah, that team, they did it with pitching. They hit as a ball club around 250. They weren't known for their offense.
But in between, a lot of good Dodger teams.
Yeah.
Not good enough to make it to the big dance. A memorable home run off the limping Kirk Gibson, who wasn't going to play. Wasn't expected to play. Curveball fouled away. Might have gotten away with one there. He does take his time. Puig at second, 2 gone, bottom of the 7th. Got him swinging. Boy, Brad Hand strikes out the side. Gets Gonzalez, Grandal, and Toles. And we move on to the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Knotted up at 2. All right, thank you, Mike and Mark. Adam Liberatore, top of the 8th inning, will face Solarte, Dickerson, and Ramirez. Actually, Arcia now in that spot. And Solarte, who singled last time and scored on the 2-run double from Derek Norris, is 1 for 3. Also hit one deep to left field. Came close to knocking it out. Brian Buckner in line to bring in another left-hander against the Dodgers as they announce the attendance here tonight. 48,911.
It's a lot of Dodger dogs.
Yeah, just on average, they sell 15,000 of those a game. The dog count is up tonight. That ball hit high in the air to deep left center field. Back goes Peterson to the wall, and it is gone. Touch 'em all. Solarte. Deep left center field, and the Padres regain the lead. 3-2. Number 14 for Solarte.
Fielder number 1, Alex Dickerson.
That'll put a charge in the Padres dugout, and he put a charge in this pitch. Liberatore, four-seamer, belt high. Get extended, Jan Hervis.
And that equals his career high, 14 home runs. Second hit tonight. The Padres come right back to take the lead here in the 8th. And here's Dickerson. Hit by a pitch twice, facing Julio Urias, and grounded out the other time.
Cuidado. Piece of mahal.
It's nothing.
Just another day at the yard. Add on. Time to add on for these Friars.
As we mentioned, this is the first Catholic night offered by the Dodger management, and who better to support this evening than the Friars? So a 2-run double for Derek Norris and the solo home run Solarte for the Padres' 3 runs.
Oh yeah, somewhere watching this ball game, the right field mission. They hang out in right field at Petco Park. Bunch of yahoos out there. They're going nuts somewhere on that Jan Hervis Solarte swing. Big supporters of the Friars.
Is that a complimentary term, yahoos?
Yes, it is. In my book, it is. Yeah.
Well, that's all.
Yeah, I like yahoos.
They're kind of like relatives of the University of Virginia Wahoos, right?
There you go. Right. Well, Peterson gave it the old college try, but it was
just over the
yeah.
wall. The way he came down, you worried that he might have snared that one just long enough for the 14th home run. And Dickerson earns a walk. No one out here in the 8th. Fans are unhappy with Liberatore. And the Dodgers have been able to survive and stay in front and gain 9 games on the Giants since the All-Star break, despite just an average bullpen. I mean, they've got a great closer in Kenneth Jansen. But the setup men have not been all that sharp. Luis Coleman is next in line. He's tuning up in the Dodger pen. Arcia entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning and grounded to first. Takes a strike outside corner.
Luis Coleman back healthy, warming up for the Dodgers.
Strike 2. Spins it outside and low.
Well, Liberatore, we've seen him before with the Dodgers. Fastball, slider, changeup. 92 on the fastball, a 4-seamer. Sometimes control can be an issue for this left-hander.
The 29-year-old set. A ball, 2 strikes. Up high. Able to lay off Garcia with Derek Norris. 2-run double in the game on deck. Leadoff home run here in the 8th inning off the bat of Jan Solarte to give the Padres a 3-2 lead. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And time now for our Bill Howe play of the game. Authored by Derek Norris. 2 on, and Norris drives it to the top of the wall in left field. Narrowly missed the home run. It's the top of that white Budweiser scoreboard. And the Padres had a 2-1 lead. That's all for Liberatore. As Dave Roberts out to make another pitching change. Padres have the lead here in the 8th. It's 3-2.
Off the field from baseball has built my character, has taught me lessons like integrity, hard work.
I really never worry about home runs. My thing is to put together good at bats, and I want to be a person that hit 300 in the big leagues.
They can develop and become whatever it is they want to become. They want to become baseball players, or as long as they're getting education, go to college and all that. So that's the important part of life.
That was a sneak preview of tonight's Best of Padres POV presented by Sequan Casino tonight after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
New pitcher for the Dodgers, Lewis Coleman, teammate of Ryan Schimpf at LSU. He inherits a base runner. Dickerson at first, 1 out, 51st outing for Coleman. Derek Norris, a 2-run double that gave the Padres a short-lived 2-1 lead back in the 6th. He struck out and popped up also. 1-1.
Feeling good, Lewis. This guy really throws across his body. I mean, it's crossfire action. Where his foot is on the pitcher's plate and where he lands, it's incredible. Throws basically a fastball slider. High 80s, touching maybe 91.
Able to spin that one on the outside edge. 1-2. One out here in the 8th. Charlarte's home run giving the Padres the lead 3-2. Chance to play that delightful role of spoiler. The Padres the rest of the way. In the dirt, 2-2.
Look at where Coleman's foot is here, and then when you look at where he lands. So it's across his body by quite a bit. So if you're a right-handed hitter, he's coming at an angle at you, that left hip pocket.
I just feel like he's throwing from third base.
Yeah.
Dickerson ready to run from first base. Got him swinging. 2 away.
Well, you got the crossfire action, and then you flip up a slider.
Adam Rosales.
Like I said, coming right at that hip pocket there and ending up out here. It's tough to stay in there and dive. And you know, if you dive that outer part of the plate, if he comes in, you got to protect there. So, pretty good pitch from Coleman.
Adam Rosales struck out twice and intentionally passed the last time. Strike one, went after a pitch low. Off speed on the crossfire.
Caught in a crossfire. Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, the majority of the pitches from Coleman, it looks like it's down and away. See if Adam Rosales can drive one that way.
He went around, 0-2. Padres again have hit the double-figure mark in strikeouts. Too often a pattern with this team. 10 strikeouts. Dickerson a big lead, and Grandal bluffs him back. Dickerson has a steal tonight, his 4th. Good layoff, 2-2. J.P. Howell. Well, you can't get through a game without J.P. Howell coming in, can you? I mean, it's automatic.
He comes to the yard each and every day knowing that, you know what, there's a pretty darn good chance I'm going to pitch to at least one hitter.
Top foul at the plate.
You know, I've always loved, if I could come back in another life, left-handed specialist. Pitch for about 18, 19 years. Maybe accumulate 65 innings a year and only like 38 innings. Because you're pitching to one guy.
Yeah. Better yet, you want to be a left-handed throwing quarterback, third-string quarterback on a team with
hold the clipboard
with an all-pro quarterback and a really good one right behind you. But you'll be ready.
Yep.
2-2. Rosales. And takes low and away. Full count. That'll give Dickerson a running start. Brett Wallace would be next. That's why the left-hander Howell is heating up.
Oh, he's intense.
Ball 4. A sprint to first for Rosales. 2 on, 2 out. First base runner allowed by Coleman. And Brett Wallace is introduced. No move as yet by Dave Roberts. And
pitch hitter number 39,
here he
Brett
comes,
Wallace.
and he's going to make a pitching change and play the percentages. Bring in Howell to face the left-handed batting Brett Wallace. And will Andy Green counter? Doesn't have many left there on the bench. Is a right-handed hitter. And we'll see when we return. Pitching change here at Dodger Stadium. The Padres have grabbed the lead 3-2.
Luis Perdomo, a gem here in Miami.
The second for one.
Whoa.
On to first, double play. The sixth double play turned by the Padres defensively today.
A complete game, 6 double plays.
Well, you know how much I love the double play, and 6 in one game. That's like hitting the big jackpot at Quan Casino. And I missed it. Perdomo with that good smile, the 23-year-old ready to work tomorrow night. Game 2. Here's Brett Wallace, J.P. Howell. Padres do not have a right-handed batter available. They've got Amarista left on the bench along with Ryan Schimpf, 2 lefties. So Wallace will hit here with 2 on, 2 out, and the Padres in front 3-2 on Solarte's leadoff home run. 56th appearance for Howell this year. Just seems like it's 86. A ball and a strike.
Doesn't throw hard, that's for sure. The average is about 85, but it's deception of movement with that curveball and changeup as well that J.P. Howell possesses.
Two balls and a strike, nibbling around the edges. Howell's now 33, native of Modesto, California, and the University of Southern California. Ex-Trojan. Right down the middle. 2-2. Wallace could pull a trigger. None of his home runs as a pinch hitter this year.
You know, like Coleman to righties, everything was away. To lefties, everything's away out of the hand of J.P. Howell. If it's in, it's a mistake.
Breaking ball low, 3-2. That number 4 pitch right in the heart of the plate. That was the one very hittable, as Jankowski, hitting 9th in the order tonight, waits on deck. So 3-2. The runners will be off. Dickerson from second. Rosales from first. Chance to add on here, 3-2. Starting gun out for the 2 runners aboard. They go, and a broken bat looper into left field for a base hit. Here comes Dickerson around to score. It's 4-2. And Wallace a snap bat, but he had enough behind it to punch it to left field for an RBI single. The Padres with a home run and a broken bat single to break the 2-2 tie here in the 8th.
Well, Uncle Snappy in the house, but I tell you what, Brett Wallace will gladly sacrifice that shillelagh for an RBI single. And as you mentioned, Dick, adding on, just putting the ball in play, the way they're positioned just falls in there nicely. And with the crack of the bat and with 3-2 count, they are off and running. Alex Dickerson can cruise home.
No pun intended, crack of the bat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Rosales goes around to third. First and third with 2 outs to Jankowski. 4-2 Padres. Jankowski has walked and struck out twice. So he can close the book on Liberator. He allows 2 runs, both earned, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. One strike, Jankowski. Swing and a miss. There's the fastball at 86. Yep. Padres have been out hit tonight 13-6, but they lead where it counts 4-2. Right-hander Fields getting ready. Two strikes to Jankowski. Runner goes and it's fouled at the plate. And we're ignoring Wallace, so he's going to pull a sneak steal. Runners at the corners. 4-2 Padres here in the 8th. Runner goes. Check swing roller toward third. Tough play for Turner. And it is just in time as a run would have scored. Good play by Turner on the check swing roller. But the Padres get 2. And lighting the fuse here at the top of the 8th inning. Jan Solarte, number 14 on the season. Padres add another on the pinch single by Wallace and enjoy a 4-2 lead. He scattered 9 hits, struck out 4, and gave the Padres another terrific outing. You add up his last 3 starts and 18 innings, only 1 earned run. And it is time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia, and Clayton Richard with the honors tonight, allowing just the 1 run, giving the Padres a good chance to beat these first place Dodgers.
And Clayton Richard, just the last 3 times now, throwing the ball extremely well.
Ryan Buchter takes over here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And another kid throwing the ball extremely well. This left-hander, Ryan Buchter, having one heck of a year after being recharged down in the minor leagues for a little bit. Now 60th game for the left-hander.
And he faces the ex-Philly catcher Carlos Ruiz. Dodgers making a surprising trade, sending J.P. Ellis to Philadelphia in a catcher for catcher trade and bringing in the veteran Ruiz. Ellis, a very popular clubhouse guy. Ruiz, a better hitter. There are his numbers on the year. Most all of those compiled in Philadelphia. 1-2. A ball, 2 strikes, and that one sails outside. A.J. Ellis and a minor leaguer and player to be named later for Ruiz and Cash. High fly ball foul off third. No chance for Solarte.
Well, I know that there was some rumblings after that trade when A.J. Ellis went east to Philadelphia. The Dodgers acquiring Ruiz, but you know, this isn't about winning over friends and influencing people. You're trying to win a pennant, right? So they feel, you know, Ruiz can hit better against left-handers. He's a pretty good darn, you know, backup catcher as well. He could start.
Foul tip. Stays alive at 2-2.
And A.J. Ellis just wasn't offensively clicking.
Swing and a miss, and Buchter takes care of Ruiz for the first out here in the 8th. And Dave Roberts, who is a much deeper bench than the Padres, will go to another pinch hitter.
Well, that's the high heater, 4-seamer from Ryan Buchter.
Seguin is the pinch hitter. And he fouls it back. Hitting in the 9th spot in the batting order, Rob Seguin. Just 21 games here with the big club, a couple of home runs. Off the plate, 1-1. Top of the order, Howie Kendrick. A perfect 4-for-4 night for the veteran infielder. 4 singles. Who next? Swing and a miss. 93 sailing away from the right-handed hitter.
Good arm side movement right there.
There's the veteran Kendrick. Big Friday night for him. Outside.
Hey, the velocity's there, 94 for Ryan Buchter. '94 to 84. 84 on the breaking ball.
Out of play. Well, I'm old enough to remember how big this day was in 1945, September 2nd, and two reasons. My late sister was born on this day in 1945, but VJ Day, victory over the Japanese, the end of World War II. The Allied forces had defeated Hitler in Germany, and the Japanese surrendered, and this on VJ Day. How happy we all were that the war finally was over. Popped up, might be a play. Myers tracking it to the barrier, and it falls into the second, third row. Don Orsillo was mentioning on the ride over from the hotel that in Rhode Island, he believes it's still a holiday. VJ Day was so obviously very important.
Yeah.
The state of Rhode Island made this a state holiday, and they still celebrate that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pinch hitter Seguin. Up high. And they don't want to walk him, bring that tying run to the plate. Got him. 92, and again with good sink and sail. 2 strikeouts for Ryan Buchter.
Second baseman, number 47.
Well, hit the reset button. Outscored 24-10 in Atlanta. They lead tonight 4-2. And roll with Richard. Clayton Richard. Solid 5 innings. Sure, he gave up 9 hits, but you know what though? A lot of those were ground balls. He only surrendered 1 earned run. Our keys of the game, once again, brought to you by our friends at San Diego County Honda dealers.
2 away, leadoff hitter Kendrick. A perfect 4-for-4 night. Pounds that foul. Well, the Dodgers came in knowing they could gain a full game on the Giants tonight, with San Francisco losing in Chicago this afternoon 2-1. They began play this morning 2 games in front of San Francisco. Way outside, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Four straight singles off the bat of Kendrick tonight. That's on the outside corner of the knees.
And that is paint.
By just off the plate.
Dick, I know we've talked about it many times, but I think he deserves a lot more love. This kid, Ryan Buchter, one of the pleasant surprises, big time surprises this year for San Diego. He's been unbelievable.
He and Brad Hand have really given them a 1-2 left-handed pitching punch. Now a full count. Kendrick up the middle. Sardinius near the bag and throws him out. A 1-2-3 inning for Buchter. We go to the 9th. The Padres still on top, 4-2. Inning, the Padres with that 2 in the 8th with a 2-run advantage, and the new pitcher for the Dodgers is Josh Fields, the 7th used by Dave Roberts tonight. And tonight's game is presented by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. 48,911 on this Friday night at Dodger Stadium for the opening game of this Labor Day weekend series. And the Padres trying to disappoint a big house with a 4-2 lead. Fields warming up. Seguin stays in the game in left field. Tolles moves to center. Fields on the mound.
Well, he was recalled from OKC. You know, it's so hard for me to say Oklahoma City being the AAA affiliate of the Dodgers. I'm so used to all those years in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So you see the numbers for him, as Dick mentioned, Seguin going in to play left field and Tolles to center.
For the Padres, they'll hit from the top of the order. Sardinhas, Myers, and Solarte here in the top of the 9th. 4 runs, 6 hits, an error for San Diego. 2 runs, 13 hits, and 1 miscue for the Dodgers. Sardinhas takes a strike. Popped up twice, looped a single on the infield, and lined to right. Backs him off at 95. Brandon Maurer apparently will try to close up shop in the bottom of the 9th. A tough task ahead. Seager, Turner, and Gonzalez. Anyone gets on Puig do for the Dodgers. Oh, 1-2 to Sardinhas.
Straight error by the ball boy down the left field line. Very makeable play. You know, I think it was fundamentally sound, but you know, he plays the carry, backs up, gets set up, right? Hands down. Oops. EBB. Error, ball boy.
Give him a break.
No, I can't. No, see, look, he's giving excuses to the good-looking girls down there.
Another foul back by Sardinhas.
Oh, the wind got my eye. The sun got my eyes. Looks like the great kazoo from the Flintstones. Yo, kazoo! There's a couple antennas up on top of that helmet.
A ball, 2 strikes. Josh Fields, formerly a Bulldog, University of Georgia, 31 years of age, acquired from the Astros. Fisted foul. He was a first-round pick by Boston.
See, look at even Dave Roberts from the field mic picked up the manager. That play's got to be made. Somebody down by the Dodger dugout there.
Seattle picked him in the first round, Josh Fields, excuse me, 20th overall 7 years ago. Bounced around Boston and Houston. In the dirt, 2-2. Padres with a 4-2 lead here in the 9th. Up the middle, ranging to his left is Seager to throw him out. 1 out in the 9th. Seager will lead off the bottom half of the 9th inning. He's the only Dodger in the 9 positions of the batting order without a hit tonight. Here's Will Myers, hit by a pitch, fouled out, flied out, struck out. Strike one.
Oh, good curveball.
The Dodgers took the early lead. 4th inning against Clayton Richard. A 1-out double by Kike Hernandez came home on the single by Jock Peterson. The Padres went ahead in the 6th inning on a 2-run double off the bat of Derek Norris. Dodgers tied it on Jock Peterson's solo home run in the bottom of the 6th inning, his 19th of the year. And then the Padres took the lead back in the 8th inning. Leadoff homer Solarte, number 14. A couple of walks and a bloop single, broken bat single by pinch hitter Brett Wallace, and that's where we stand, 4-2. One out here in the top of the 9th, and a 1-1 count to Myers. .96 on that fastball. Solarte next. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Another Padre down on strikes. Time now for our Carlos Jr. star of the game. Solarte nearly homered earlier in the game, went to the left field wall. This one clears the left center field wall out of the reach of Jock Peterson. Matches his career high of a year ago, 14 homers. And that broke the 2-2 tie. 8th inning, gets a chance to swing left-handed. Single and a home run for Solarte tonight, and he scored 2 runs. That's the Padres' top batting average, 274. Shift on. And a big swing.
That was almost like that. You know what that swing reminded me of? Brought me back. Bob Welch versus Reggie Jackson in the World Series right here. Reggie just swinging out of his you-know-what, trying to go yard, and then the end result, here it is right here. Welch trying to bury the fastball in, and Reggie just dropping down to one knee. Eventually, Welch got the best part of him there, and that at-bat. Pumped the fastball right in on him.
Solarte, does he go? Yes, he does. So that's it for the Padres in the 9th. 1-2-3, Fields takes care of business. That'll be up to Brandon Maurer, bottom of the 9th. Brad Hand and Ryan Buchter, two names that we barely knew in spring training and have made a big difference in that San Diego pen. Great job again. Hand, 4 strikeouts and an inning and a 2/3, gave up a scratch hit. Buchter 1-2-3 inning with a couple of punch outs.
You know, usually it's the old right-left punch. How about the lefty-lefty and then hand it over to Mauer. Kudos. A lot of love for those guys in the bullpen tonight.
Mauer with a chance to pick up his 7th save of the season. ERA up there at 4.88, and he's 0-4 on record. And he faces the Dodger best. Seager, Turner, Gonzalez. Anyone gets on Puig. First pitch is out of the strike zone, ball 1, 97 miles an hour.
And we just saw versus those 3 hitters, 1 for 11 versus Brandon Mauer.
Seager, the only Dodger without a hit tonight. He's walked, grounded into a double play, flied out, and struck out. Rosales out in shallow right field as the rover. Solarte over on the second base side, shifting from third base. That's in there for a strike, 1-2. Pretty good pitch. Didn't go, says third base umpire Carapaza. Eleven Dodgers have struck out tonight. 13 Padres.
Well, here's a strikeout candidate, even though he's having a sensational year. Corey Seager, now 106 strikeouts on the year.
Two balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt. 98.
Well, I say challenge him with a fastball here away. Give him left field, left center field. There you go. Throw it there again.
Trying to get the final 3 outs and slam the door on a big Padre win to open this weekend series. Pops him up. Left side, the only man there is Sardinas. And he has the first down. So Seager wears the collar tonight.
Tell you what, this is impressive. It's a changeup from Brandon Mauer. Rather than trying to pepper the outside corner, right? He couldn't have placed this any better because Seager's got 94, 95 in the back of his head. That changeup right down the middle gets him out in front, working underneath it for the easy fly ball.
Third baseman Justin Turner, a single in 4 trips. He's grounded out twice and struck out. Ground ball just wide of third. Now, number 98 made a pretty good play there. You've got to give him credit.
Oh,
huh?
Absolutely. He did. Made up for the last mistake.
Yeah, he can tip his cap, his helmet. And Mauer quickly in front, 2 strikes. That was 97 on the fastball.
Fastball away.
Well away, 1-2. 98.
That's
strike 3 called. 98 on that punch out. 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th.
I don't think Brandon Mauer could have placed that pitch any better. Then you add the velocity at 98, right at the knees, aspirin tablets, peas at the knees.
Turner could only hope Said Mauer wouldn't get the call, but that's a good string. Adrian Gonzalez, infield hit in 4 trips. Drastic shift on. Outside barely. Ball 1. Yeah, it's at the knees. 1-1. Yeah, Mauer keeping that fastball down.
He looks free and easy, very fresh. Velocity is there, the location is there. He overthrew that one.
2-1 to Gonzalez. His average with an excellent August up to 294. And the Dodgers down to their final strike. Went to the slider.
Yep, nice tight slider there. Once again, as you mentioned, Dick, every pitch down. That slider there, particularly down in a great spot.
Got him swinging, strike 3. Save number 7 for Brandon Mauer. And the spoilers from San Diego come to LA and walk away with game 1 of this 3-game series. The final, Padres 4, Dodgers 2. And here's that final strikeout from Mauer as he punches out 2 in a 1-2-3 ninth inning and gets some tough hitters to secure the Padre win. And here's Mike Pomerantz.